I think this is the first time I've done a Baku Deku video in which they are not a couple yet but both like each other this much. Yeah, in the New Year's vid they were not a couple yet but Deku wasn't even aware that he liked Kacchan in a romantic way. The idea for this video was suggested via Instagram by this viewer. Anyway, prepare to experience the frustrations of your ship not being able to communicate. Yeah. Hope you like it guys. Remember to like and subscribe. Comment your favorite part. Enjoy. The following events take place in real time. Think about it like a scene in a play. It's their first year at UA and a Sunday. Deku decided to go home for the weekend instead of staying at the dorms. At this point in life, Kacchan loves Deku but can't say a thing cause Sunday and Deku likes Kacchan but he tries not to think about it cause he thinks Kacchan will hate him a lot if he finds out. Ah yes, this should be interesting. There was a knock on Deku's door. Deku stopped eating breakfast to go check who it was knocking on a Sunday morning. He opened the door only to find Kacchan. What are you doing here? Very startled expression. Indeed, Kacchan was standing with casual clothes in front of the door. I am here to collect a debt. ... What? Do I owe you money? Does my mom owe you mom money? Is our financial situation that bad? My mom is not here right now but will you shut up for a minute? Shuts up at Kacchan snap. It's you who owes me. I do? Startled face because he had no idea. Yep, how much? It's not money. Then, are you gonna make me stand here the whole morning? Oh right, sorry. Please come in. I was so surprised by you being here at all looking for me that I forgot all about being a good host kind of face. What's up with the spoon anyway? Spoon? Whatever are you talking about kind of smile. Your hand, idiot. Deku looked at his hand and much to his own surprise he was holding the spoon he was using for breakfast. He'd forgotten to put it down when he heard the knock. I was eating breakfast, very embarrassed face. Well, continue. ... Sorry? Continue eating your breakfast. Do I have to beeping spell it out for you? Have you had breakfast yet? Yep. ... So you're just gonna watch me eat? Eat your breakfast already. Yes, Kacchan. By this point they were both sitting at Deku's table. Deku ate a spoonful of cereal. So what is this debt about? Polite smile that is actually really flustered because he has Kacchan sitting right in front of him in casual clothing and he is trying not to blush. We made a bet a while back, and you lost so I came here to collect. Thoughtful face. I don't recall any bets we might have done. When was this? Deku ate another spoonful of cereal. When we were 7. Deku spat all of the cereal out on Kacchan. What have I just done kind of face. ... What have I just done kind of face intensifies. ... Should I start running? Why? The beep. Would you spit out your cereal? I was startled. You came to collect on a bet from when we were 7. We are 16 now. I got really surprised. Super crying faces galore. ... Bring me one of your shirts so I can change out of this mess. You won't kill me? Sniff sniff face. Very annoyed face. A shirt coming right up. Runs as fast as Ida on turbo to get a shirt. After Bakugo put on the shirt and Deku cleared the breakfast table, they sat down once more. Kacchan, I'm sorry but I don't remember any debt from when we were that young. Sorry, I tried recalling but absolutely nothing comes to mind. When we were 7 we bet on who could jump higher. You said I could and I said you could. The winner of the bet would get the other person to say yes to whichever demands they make for a day. ... What? You jumped higher. I am here to collect. So, you want me to say yes to whatever demands you have for a day because of a bet we made when we were 7? Which I don't even remember. This is ridiculous but I won't say it out loud kind of face. You gonna chicken out? Kacchan, are you serious? Face that is trying to understand his reasons behind all of this but can't find anything at all. Yep, you owe me. ... Don't these kinds of bets have an expiration date of under 9 years? Smiling face that is now trying to get out of this because now that he thinks about it saying yes to Kacchan for a day might go really ring for him. No. And you want it to be today? Yep. ... Well, I guess if we agreed on it I can't back down. I have to uphold to my word even if it was 9 years ago kind of sulking face. Look who's finally owning up to his promises. Amused face. So all I have to do is say yes for a day? Correct. Okay then, can't really fight us kind of smile. Don't abuse your power please. Face that is very worried about how this day will go down. So, what do you want me to do? I feel like walking. Okay. So what do I do? You have to come with me. Do I have to? Face that is terrified of spending too much time with Kachin and that he finds out he likes him and was hoping he'd have to run errands or do chores by himself. That's not what you're supposed to say. Yes. Awkward face. There you go. Bakugo got up from the table. Let's go. And so, a very confused and easily flustered Deku and an indifferent looking Kachin went for a walk. They went to a park they used to go to a lot when they were kids. Oh Kachin, remember when I fell off that swing? Excited because we're back in this park after so long, kind of grinning face. Yep, you cried a lot over a scratch. Yeah, you said that back then too. You still remember that kind of awkward face. It's just a scratch, what are you crying so much for? But still, you carried me all the way home on your back. I was really happy back then. Smile with a light blush that might even make the coldest of hearts melt. Kachin was silent as he looked at Deku, reminiscing. Then Deku noticed what he had said and how it had sounded. I mean, because I could get home quickly, and there were All Might band-aids. Yeah, I was happy because of the All Might band-aids, super smiling faces that are trying to cover up for what he said earlier. Super smiling faces intensify. You're beeping weird. Super smiling faces cry as Kachin calls him weird. I'm starving. Let's go get lunch. Yes. They went to a pretty fancy place. At the table and whispers, Kachin, this place is super expensive. Don't worry about it. I'll be paying. What? No, you can't. It costs like 3 allowances for me to eat here by myself. You can't pay for this kind of face. That's not what you're supposed to say today. Things like these apply. I thought this was like something else kind of face. Everything applies. Really amused face because Deku is so flustered. But Kachin, if you refuse just one more time today, we will have to repeat this all over again until your debt is paid. Faces that cannot possibly go through the stress he is experimenting right now ever again. Thanks for the meal. That's more like it. To be honest, that lunch was pretty awkward. Deku was really worried about opening his mouth and saying something like he did last time, so he just kept quiet. And Bakugo looked as if there was something he wanted to say, but every time he opened his mouth he ended up closing it again. So they just ate in silence with a few remarks about the food being good. Hashtag me in a corner of the restaurant watching with a hand over my forehead thinking just get married already. Or at least together. Minimum. Anyway, after that they strolled around for a bit. Again in silence, smiling face of a Chinami that is now covering her face with her hands and shaking her head cause come on dudes. Let's go watch a movie. Kachin, are you feeling okay? Why do you want to hang out with me today? And most importantly, why aren't you cursing at me every 2 verbs? Faces that are really surprised and even unsettled about how little Kachin has cursed today. You got a problem with that? No. I like it. Really? Yep. Again Deku noticed how that sounded. Because I mean, who likes to be cursed at? Only masochists, right? I am no masochist, no sir. Cough cough, your broken bones in the hospital bed beg to differ, cough cough. Kachin looked at Deku for a bit with a puzzled expression, and then started walking back towards the cinema. Wait up, Kachin. At the cinema, all of the movies were horror movies except for a teenage romance one. You can pick the movie. Now Deku was faced by a tough decision. Because scary movies terrified him, but watching a teen romance next to Bakugo was also terrifying. What if he got all flustered at a scene and Kachin thought he was really weird? What if he got all emotional and looked at Kachin with a weird expression like before? In the end, that sounded even scarier than the scariest movie, that one with the zombies. Really? Yes, smiling face that hides great fear. A horror movie? Not the sappy romance chick flick? Nope, the romance sounds scarier kind of smile. If that's what you want. They got into the theater room and the movie started. And soon after, Deku was already shaking in his seat and peeking at scenes from the movie in between his fingers which covered his face. Why do they have to go right where the zombies are? Grow your own food, people, run away from that convenience store. Bakugo chuckled. Deku looked at him. His chuckle turned into a cough. Here, Kachin extended his hand over to Deku. Deku looking at the extended hand as if it were an extraterrestrial object for which he didn't know the use. Are you gonna take it or not? That's for me to take? Extremely blushing face because wild thoughts are going through his mind right now with the implications of Kachin asking him to hold hands in the movies. Don't think too much about it. Your chattering teeth are bothersome. I can't listen to the movie. Oh, of course. Sorry, yeah, it must have been because of something like that. What was I getting all flustered for kind of face? So, will you take it? At that moment Deku remembered. He couldn't really say no because of the bet. Has Kacchan forgotten for a minute? He thought to himself. Either way, he grabbed his hand and remained like that for the whole of the movie. That was boring. You were bored? I was absolutely terrified and you were bored kind of face? Yep, this boy is brave kind of face. It's getting pretty late. It'll be dinner soon. You're right. Let's head back. Head back to where? Face that has no idea what he is talking about now. To your place? Oh, I see. Wait, what? But it's almost nighttime. A day has 24 hours, stupid. You're mine until tomorrow morning. Blush because come on, how can he say something like that? Because of the bet, full stop. Because Bakugo also realized what that sounded like. But you can't come over, my mom won't be home tonight. Then we'll have to repeat this another day. Okay, let's go to my place. Face that is realizing that this will not end in the next few hours. They did so. So what should we order for dinner? Cook for me. Sorry. Very perplexed face. Cook some udon for me. You mean the noodles? Yep. I know I have to say yes, but you do know I can't cook, right? I think every ingredient I touch with the intention of cooking turns into poison. It has happened way too many times. Kind of upset face. Well then try harder. No pressure. Kind of very pressured faces. He tried so hard, guys. So hard. But the outcome was inevitable. It was disgusting. But still, Deku served it to Bakugo. Kacchan, it is horrible. Please eat something else. I will be the one to determine that. And so, Kacchan ate the udon. His expression changed for a minute to one hour widened eyes and then returned to his usual semi-glaring face. It's good. I'm so sorry. Wait, what? I said it's good. It is? Faces that cannot believe what he is hearing. Yep, really? Faces that are getting very happy. I tasted it earlier and thought it was offensive to call this food, but I'm so glad you like it. Joyful faces galore. Maybe my taste buds don't work. Faces that can and contain the happiness. I'll try it again. Deku moved to take a bit from the pot, but Kacchan stopped him. You can't, that's mine. But this is a lot of food. And it's mine. Defrost yourself a pizza or something. Yes, Kacchan sad cause I wanted to try it out, but I can't say no because of the bet. And soon after that, and after they took turns to shower, the much awaited sleeping time came. Inside Deku's room, they both stared at his not king-sized bed. Kacchan went first and laid down. I guess we'll have to share. What? Mouth agape at what he just heard kind of faces. I can go to the couch. That's uncomfortable. Let's just share. And Deku couldn't say no, so he had to go. He was so nervous looking away from Kacchan next to him. He thought he might be able to listen to his heart that pounded so frantically. 5 minutes went by. This won't work after all. What? Go to the couch. Deku began to turn to see Kacchan, but was stopped by the blonde boy who was looking at the other side. The bed is too small for us to go to the couch. Again, Deku couldn't say no, so he had to go, but this time, he noticed. He was a little disappointed. Since he left without making a fuss, he never saw how Bakugo was blushing thoroughly. All the while trying to go to sleep, Bakugo went over the day in head. He thought about how he's felt like a hero when he was little and took Deku to get his scratch treated, and about how he wanted to apologize for all of the things he'd done in the past during lunch but was too ashamed and embarrassed to even bring out the topic, and about how at the movies he'd thought Deku would pick the romantic one so they could have a romantic mood, and about how Deku's udon was horrible but he ate all of it just so Deku wouldn't know because he liked the smile he'd shown him when he said it was good, and about how a few minutes back he'd wanted to turn around and hug him to sleep. He thought of all of these things as he drifted to sleep. By the time Deku woke up, Bakugo was already gone. Deku found a note Kacchan had left for him in his room. I bet you that we won't have class on Monday. If you win, you can have me say yes to you for 24 hours. Deku looked at the clock. But, school starts in an hour. There's no way I won't win. Confused, Deku went to school. They had classes that day. The end. For now. Hope you liked it, guys. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. See you in the next one.